Is this going to spark World War III? Now, guys, a lot of you know that France made a declaration or a promise to help Ukraine fight Russia. With that, a lot of European countries are looking to help Ukraine fight Russia. Not a lot, but a few. So, of course, the timing of everything is always questionable. That being said, France drops a survival guide or a preparedness guide to be released soon, should it get authorized to be released amongst the French people. And the survival guide or preparedness guide is to help them with any disasters, war, nuclear issues, or cyber attacks that might happen. Now, again, it's the timing that had everybody questioning this whole thing. How are you going to sit there, make a declaration or a promise that you're going to help Ukraine fight Russia, but then turn around and say the survival guide has nothing to do with Russia? Now, this guide, if you will, is 20 pages long with 63 survival tips, right? Or preparedness tips, excuse me. So, of course, guys, people are starting to not worry, but they're concerned because, again, like I mentioned before, the timing, but more importantly, it's what they are looking to prepare for. One of the bigger red flags in the guide is that, I don't know where it is in the guide because, again, it's in French and they haven't really released it yet. They released the fact that they're going to release it to the public, but there hasn't been a copy that's circulating on the internet, at least nothing I can find. But there was one red flag, and it was how to find or volunteer for a reserve unit or firefighting unit. Now, to find out how to do that, both red flags being the firefighting unit and the reserve unit. What reserve unit? Are you going to put the French people in the war? Are you going to send the French people over to Ukraine? Do you think Russia's going to come and attack France directly? Like, what do you think is coming that you want your people to know how to volunteer for a reserve unit and how to have people sign up for a firefighting unit? Now, firefighting is not some quick nonsense that you could just join. There's training involved in that. There's training involved in both, actually. So where is this going that you want people to sign up for both of those units? That's the red flaggy part about the whole thing. People are like, oh, they're teaching them how to prepare. They're telling them to get food and water, batteries, medications, the shit that we've been doing for years. But then in there, they're like, reserve unit, volunteer reserve unit, and firefighting unit. Firefighting unit suggests that there's going to be a lot of destruction in your area. That is why it's the red flag, because you're fighting fires. You're fighting fires after something happens, whether that's a bombing attack or some kind of firestorm, whatever it might be. That is the bigger red flag, because you're telling your people to be ready for destruction. That is why you would have them join a firefighting unit. And the reserve unit is to protect that land. So again, what do they know is coming, or is this just something they're updating? Because you have to look at it in another light. We have to look at it as updating as well. Maybe they looked at their preparedness manual from whenever it was and go, well, this needs to be updated. And then they updated it. It could be that as well. There is always that wiggle room, guys, that it could be something else. It is never anything in the conspiracy theory world or the prepper world or whatever it is never staunch like it is what it is. Some things you have to have wiggle room and you have to have another thought process when you're looking at these things. Now, the manual is waiting approval, and undoubtedly it's going to get approved. I don't know why they made it sound like it wasn't going to get approved, but Sweden did the same thing last year, if I'm not mistaken, and Finland did the same things too. Now, Finland updated their guide, if I'm not mistaken, and Sweden released a bunch of pamphlets on what to do should some shit happen. And there are a couple other European countries doing the same thing. I thought I read somewhere Italy was following suit. So again, a lot of these countries are starting to look around and going, maybe we should start getting prepared because this is getting a lot more real. Now, keep in mind, government officials have more access to more information than we do. They actually have access to better and full information. It's why they lie to us all the time. It's why they always turn around and go, no, that's not real. That doesn't exist, right? So again, they have more access to it. They're probably looking at something and going, we at least got to warn the people. And that's why they're coming out with these survival guides or these pamphlets or whatever it is. Now, the United States hasn't updated theirs, at least I don't think so. But FEMA had an excellent guide years ago. You used to be able to request it by getting it mailed to you. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you could download a PDF file online. Nonetheless, it was a pretty good preparedness guide for the beginner. Anyway, guys, this guide being released at the time that France made a promise to help Ukraine with Russia is a giant red flag. And then, of course, the firefighting unit and the voluntary reserve unit is another red flag. So something is definitely coming, or they are just preparing themselves for what could happen. There could be that. They could be learning their lesson from World War II, and that's why they documented everything the way they did, because maybe they're going back to that as well. But either way, guys, the way the climate of the world is, something has got to give. Anyway, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.